Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Roto here, and today we are doing something very different in comparison to a lot of the videos that you are currently seeing on this channel. Although, there's kind of like been a huge flow of a bunch of different types of videos that we're doing, like with playthroughs and stuff. This is another one that has kind of been cooking on my mind for the last, or the better part of like 9 months. And there's been an inherent fear in me for starting this type of thing just because it, well, a multitude of reasons to be honest with you. But like, one, it's a brand new type of content. Two, it's kind of, I guess, a little bit vulnerable in a sense. And that to me is a little weird and off putting. And three, because I like to add the number three that I currently can't think about as of right now. But it has been cooking in my head for, as I said, the better part of 8 months, but I think I just got to the point where I just needed to just say fuck it and do it anyways, just because I really like making videos and I kind of just want to bridge the gap between you guys and me. Maybe you guys get to learn a little bit more about me. Maybe I get to learn more about you and, the community that is so far subscribed to this page. And maybe we get to learn something together. But essentially, I just wanted to have like a session of just kind of mostly unedited or barely edited, completely unscripted, just rambling thoughts going on in my head or going on in the world or kind of currently whatever's relevant to me at the time. For the most part, I think it's just going to be like talking about me and my creation process or something along the lines of that. I don't fucking know. This is really distracting seeing all the thoughts. Hold on, can I turn that off right now? Normally I'm fine with it, but a part of me is like, damn, that is showing everywhere. It's kind of annoying. Highlight dropped items, is that it? Difficulty configured. Maybe, oh, whatever, maybe I should just hold something in my hand. But essentially, I wanted to go off with rambling thoughts where I played into the radius for however long this video is going to be. It's not even going to be me playing, but it's just going to be me cleaning guns. Wow. I kind of just talk about what's currently going on in my head. And if you had seen my Into the Radius video, I've mentioned how even though this game has so much to it, the thought of just like sitting here chilling, relaxing, and cleaning guns is weirdly very relaxing and kind of therapeutic in a sense. I don't know why. So right now we're currently cleaning the AK-74U, and I just wanted to kind of get this out. Like, get this out so badly because not only have I been holding this for like 8+ months, but I wanted to get it out so badly that it is currently 1 a.m. on a Wednesday night. I have work tomorrow, or I guess a Wednesday morning technically. I have work tomorrow, like relatively early, and I am out in my living room right now, like in my underwear with a VR headset. Okay, maybe a little bit too vulnerable, but like it. I sat in bed just before this, and I was just thinking to myself, like, dude, I've not bothered to like really go out and do this. Like, I've talked about it with friends, which thankfully, and I am so grateful, have been a great support system. They very much said, hey, just go ahead and try it out, man. You don't know how it'll go. It could be fun. You could end up loving it. I don't know. They were very supportive on that front. I just realized I forgot to spray the fucking weapon. But, even along with that support, I guess inherently I kind of felt a little bit held back by myself because it's a new content type that I'm not used to. I have now seen, and half of you might hear in terms of like, okay, first off, I'm going multiple places. The theme that I want to talk about today, to just like get it started, is being too afraid to create new content, or at least to try something new in a sense. In my instance, it is being a little too afraid to try brand new content types. And in saying that, I know that half of you probably said, hey, content creation's your job anyways. Aren't you supposed to try new things all the time? Blah, blah, blah. Like, why would you be afraid? Totally valid reasoning. The other half of you, likely that I'm guessing if you're also content creators, totally understand what I'm saying. Or maybe I'm totally wrong about that. Maybe everybody understands what I'm saying. But I think yeah, it's just like there's a huge inherent fear in terms of like trying new stuff and switching up content types. And for me, I have felt that on a multitude of occasions. I can fortunately say that I have switched up my content, not like completely 180 or something. They're all relatively within the gaming sphere, but like different types of things up to about 4 times on different platforms, all with like relatively good results in each of them. So I know that I'm capable of like maintaining that if I really, really wanted to dive into it. But the reason why there was never an insane amount of longevity in a lot of them is because I wasn't super passionate about it. So even with that, switching content types can be scary, especially when you start to see success in one area. And for a lot of content creators, it might take a lot of time before people start to see success. In other adventures, or in other people's content endeavors, maybe they find success like instantly. Who knows? It's different for everybody. It's a marathon, not a race, right? Or it's a marathon, not a sprint. That's what it is. But in that, this has been a very scary thing for me to approach, even though in theory it's probably the easiest content type for me to make, funny enough, because I could just talk about several different themes. It's not that edited, it's not scripted as well, and it's kind of just like a yap session to kind of get to know you guys better and for you to know me better. But it's vulnerable. And I think inherently there's a bit of a fear behind that because, one, I feel like, the audience, or at least the community that we've fostered so far, knows a little bit about me, but doesn't really know much about the journey that I'm taking right now and that you guys are a part of, which I do appreciate, by the way. And I think it's something interesting to talk about. Along with that, I think there's been a huge surge in creators kind of just being more raw, which I can appreciate, and just like straight up with like their lives, how things are, which I just have a huge, profound respect for. And I know that like maybe it's trendy as of right now, but it kind of goes a little bit back into old YouTube where you could really just dive into people's lives and like get to know them. Like it almost feels like you're having a conversation with a buddy, which is nice. But as much as I would have loved to do that, I had been scared at the thought of doing it. I guess until now, who knows? Then again, who knows? I might, film this entire video and then when it gets to the editing stage, it might stay in there for months on end. Hopefully I don't do that. So if you're seeing this, awesome. You know what? Hold on. What date is it today? I think it's December 10th right now, 2024. So that'll put a timestamp on how long it probably took me to just get past my feelings and decide to post this. But the fear of creating stuff, yes. Obviously, I'm here to tell you don't fear creating things because, one, you never really know what could come out of it. Like, there could be so many amazing things that could come out of at least just being more vulnerable and more open to people because you might not realize that a lot of the people might be going through the same journey as you or might be experiencing the same things as you. I'm saying this to you, but I'm also saying this as a reminder to myself to kind of keep going and to feel okay when it comes to being a little more open with these sorts of things because I know for myself, I love to make people laugh, but maybe I'm not super comfortable with more of the vulnerable conversations just yet. But I want to get to that stage, though. Like, you're free to do whatever content you want. I know personally, I want to get to that stage. I like the idea, and I like the Markiplier and the Jacksepticeye videos where they could just sit down and talk and just be, like, real with their audience. I have such a profound respect for that, and I like those conversations, too. But step by step, we'll get there. I think in terms of the fear of creating, though, when one starts to see success, it can be kind of scary to change niches or switch it up just because there could be the fear of losing their audience, the fear of vulnerability, a third thing that I currently can't think of as of right now, and those are all valid points, but I think in doing that, I don't know, you, I think it opens up doors a little bit. Granted, bear with me also, I did say it's 1 a.m. and I wake up in roughly 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours. Oh God, I'm making such a huge mistake doing it this late, dude. But it is what it is. If this gets out, cool. If not, there might be a re-recording of it when I'm more awake. Who knows? Maybe not. Maybe like 1 a.m. is the vulnerable time to do things or whatever. But I don't want to fear creating new things anymore. And hopefully something like this is the next step towards me saying, hey, fuck fearing it, just go ahead and do it. Because I think there's something powerful in there. And I think that I, myself, have a story to tell, too, that people can truly connect with. Because I know that I'd like to connect with individuals. Maybe it's the same for you. Hopefully it's the same for you. We're all human. I mean, we live based off connection anyways, right? But, yeah, I don't know. It's just something that I want to try. Preferably when I'm not tired and slightly sleep deprived, maybe in a clear state of mind so I don't just go like in circles or whatever the hell. But I also did say this was just straight up rambling thoughts, so who knows, right? Alright, but I feel like there was another point that I wanted to make. Maybe I'll edit it in, maybe I won't, who knows. I guess we'll see from here on out. It also depends on whether or not this recording even like gets out there, or if more awake me looks at the recording and was like, Jesus Christ, this was an absolute bumbling mess. Who knows? But I think that if there's gonna be, I don't really know how I want to end these off. If there's gonna be like a moral to take away from this, like, let this be a sign to just try something new. And even if it doesn't necessarily end well, or even end in any sort of way, or in a result, because especially in the world that we live in right now, people would rather have it end badly if it still gets a lot of attention, as opposed to like nobody hearing about it at all. Like, creating something and then having a result of nothing is like death nowadays to some people. Oh my goodness, this is looking pretty damn clean. Look at the sheen on that, yo. That's what I'm talking about. There was a bullet in that shit. I did not realize. We're good now. Look at the sheen on this. But even if nobody like hears it at all, one, realistically, like we're in 2024. Like you could just repost the video if you want it to be heard later down the line. Like realistically, if you're thinking about mostly content, you could just repost the video. Two, you could at the very least just say that you did it. And three, you kind of get the actual, like, feeling once you're done of whether or not you truly enjoyed that experience or not. And I think that there's a huge value to that, because then you kind of get the determining factor of, hey, is this something that I'd like to keep doing? Is it something that I don't want to do? And I think that's very special. Anyways, before I go rambling on and confuse myself once again, or something like that, I should probably get some sleep. So, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. This is the AK that we got. It looks like I'm just doing like weapon scan animations in a first-person shooter or something like that. But we got that all cleaned up. Maybe another video we'll get another gun. Unless you have suggestions. If you guys have suggestions of things to talk about, once again, feel free to let me know. I already have a list, so there might be a couple of videos if I don't chicken out past this edit. I guess we'll see. Leave.